The stakes were high tonight for President Biden, trying to prove his detractors wrong. The president starting off by forcefully talking about policy and drawing contrast between himself and his rival Donald Trump before batting away questions from reporters about his fitness to serve and doubling down, saying he's determined to stay in the race, despite another flub where he mixed up Vice President Harris with Donald Trump when answering a reporter's question. We have a political expert standing by to break this all down for us.
All right, let's start though with Fox 5's Sharon Crowley, who is live in studio tonight. Sharon.
Yeah, Steve, with everything on the line tonight, President Biden doing his best to calm concerns about his candidacy. He said that he has taken 3 tests administered by a neurologist, most recently one in February, and doctors told him he was, quote, in good shape. And he says he would be willing to take another cognitive test if his doctors tell him it's necessary. And as for those doubters, well, he plans to prove himself by keeping up a rigorous campaign and working schedule.
I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
President Biden doubling down on his commitment to run for re-election despite growing calls from within his own party to step down.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
The president holding his first solo press conference this year after hosting world leaders for NATO. The stakes could not be higher. His candidacy is on the line following a disastrous debate against former President Trump. It left Democrats and donors questioning Biden's cognitive health and fitness to do the job for another 4 years.
If you look at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore.
Senate and House Democrats have been holding private meetings all week about whether Biden should stay on the ticket. Some fearing a Biden defeat might drag down the whole ballot and cost other Democrats in Congress their seats.
I just got to pace myself a little more. Pace myself. In the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling into 15 time zones a week before. The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself, and that is, am I getting the job done?
The president was asked why he changed his mind and decided to run again after saying in 2020 he might pass the torch to a new generation of leaders at the end of his first term.
What changed was the gravity of the situation I inherited in terms of the economy, our foreign policy, and domestic division. I'm determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there. We have to finish, and how we can't afford to lose. Tomorrow, if all of a sudden I show up at the convention, everybody says we want somebody else, that's the democratic process. It's not going to happen.
Well, former President Donald Trump also watching the president's press conference tonight. He quickly posted about it on Truth Social, pointing out an early gaffe when Biden mixed up names, saying Vice President Trump when he meant to say Vice President Harris. But, Steve, a lot of eyes on this tonight.
No doubt about that. All right, thanks, Shannon.